Hi everyone. Given that angle 1 here is not congruent to angle 5, we want to prove that angle 2 and angle 3, these two are not supplementary. And we're going to do the indirect proof method, and that just means we're going to temporarily assume that the desired conclusion is false. Here's our desired conclusion. So we want to assume that it's false. So we're going to write for the first one, our assumption, assume that angle 2 and angle 3 are supplements. So that's your first step. Now we have to go through showing assumption leads to a logical impossibility. Sometimes this is the hardest part. It's called the middle part of the proof. So basically, if angle 2 and 3 are supplements, then that means that line 1 and line 2 are parallel. So line 1 is parallel to line 2, and that's based off our converse of consecutive interior angles. Interior angles theorem. Okay, since they're parallel, that means angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. And that's by your corresponding angles postulate. 2 R's. Corresponding angles postulate. I'll just do it like that. And since these two angles are congruent, that means we also have angle 3 and 5 are congruent. So angle 3 should be angle 3 is congruent to angle 5, and that's just by your vertical angles theorem. So by our transitive property, see we have 3 and 4 here. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 and angle 3 is congruent to angle 5, then angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. So we know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. And that's just your transitive property of congruence. All right, and then what we notice here is that this is what we wanted to do. It's showing that the original statement is proven true by contradiction. Because what we have here is this contradicts our given. So we have for 6 or something, we could just say we showed that angle 1 is congruent to angle 5, but based off this, angle 1 is not congruent to angle 5. And so, therefore, our assumption, I'm just listing these, you can write this in paragraph form. Our assumption that angle 2 and angle 3 are supplements is false. So that's what we did here. the original statement is proven true by contradiction because this is false. So therefore, and this is how you would write therefore sometimes in proofs. These three dots that look like a triangle. All right, that angle 2 and angle 3 can't be supplements, so they are not supplementary. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.